welcome back and many thanks for joining us this morning. It's the newspaper review. We did quite a lengthy introduction, but we're still going to touch that story before we leave. However, let me just bring to the fore the stories making the rounds in the front page of the Punch newspaper. The front page of the Punch newspaper, as usual, for quite a while now, the central caption on the front page of the Punch newspaper has been that of politics and the 2023 general elections, or it either goes to the Electoral Act, Section 84, subsection 12, or maybe a new person is declaring his or her intention and expressing the interest to contest for political posts. Now, today's central caption of the Punch newspaper says, multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency. Leaders 124 aspirants. Southwest APC leaders, that's one of the riders, in meetings with aspirants to canvass consensus. Pro-zoning protesters storm PDP, APC secretariats warn against crisis.
Let's take a look at some of the stories that are making the rounds on the front page. Let's begin with the issue of 2023 elections. Multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency. Leaders 124 aspirants. Now, in a bid to ensure that the South produces the next president, leaders in the Southeast and the Southwest are expected to meet separately on Thursday and Friday, the Punch has learned. The leaders of the Pan-Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Indigbo, and the leading members of the All Progressives Congress in the Southwest, who spoke separately with Punch correspondents, warned that the high number of Southern presidential candidates was a threat to the efforts of the region to provide or produce the next president. Now, the meetings in Enugu and Lagos State, it was learned, were convened to ensure that the number of aspirants is reduced in order to strengthen the unity in the zones. Out of the 15 presidential aspirants that have been screened by the main opposition, People's Democratic Party, 5 are from the north, while 10 are from the south.
Well, I'm not surprised.
This issue of zoning.
Yeah, the issue of zoning, it will always be at the fore. And in fact, that's if there's anything that is going to be that's very, very critical in 2023 elections, is about the issue of zoning. Most especially, it flared up when Abdullahi Adamu, who is the chairman of the All Progressives Congress, after the Malam Nasir El-Rufai committee, submitted a report and said that the Southerners who are holding political party positions should exchange with their counterparts in the northern part of the country, which points to the direction that the APC most likely is zoning the presidency to the southern part of the country. But they had a U-turn all of a sudden because they felt the calculation of the main opposition political party, PDP, it seemed to be throwing the thing about, they seem to, even though zoning exists in the constitution of the party, they seem to be throwing it open, and there's a tendency that it's all pointing to a northerner. So they felt, okay, why would the PDP, because it's political permutations and calculations, why would the main opposition, PDP, even though they have it in their constitution, who want to petition the constitution and make proposition that it should be left open, that even northerners can contest? And we all know it points to Atiku Abubakar, and it talks about money and the sponsor of elections in Nigeria. So they felt, okay, if the PDP eventually produces a northerner to represent them, it's going to buy the hearts of the northern voting populace, who will feel that, okay, even if the APC might zone it to the south,
they would have it to the north.
So there will be this sympathy for us to to tilt towards the towards that divide and vote. So they felt, okay, if that happens, it might divide, or it might be very, very competitive to the extent that if in the north, which a lot of people are considered as having major population when it comes to voting, felt the APC felt that would be a very, very challenging one. So Abdullahi came out and said, no, we have not made any decision yet about where the party is going to put forth the zoning as far as 2023 is concerned. And of course, stakeholders of the party who are from the southern part of the country took it up. Like, no, this is unacceptable. That's the big on that part. But the thing is that another thing that struck is that why are there so many people
going for this position?
Gunning for that position. People who knew themselves that even if miracles were to be, yes, miracles are true, they cannot emerge in their political parties. They are declaring intentions.
Don't you think that there are people or there are forces that are pushing these people? I was watching an interview of one of the people that just declared his intention to run for the office. I'm not going to mention the name. And, you know, during the interview, he was asked a question about his ambition to become the president. And he said he did not have any ambition to be the president. But people have been telling him that he can do it. He can. And at that moment, I was taken aback as to how would you come out to say you want to be the president of a country, Nigeria. You do not have the ambition initially, but because people tell you that you can do it. In fact, he went as far as saying he believes the people that are pushing him to do it will do all that they can to ensure that he becomes the president. So when you get into office, these people that put you in that position, you know, they are the ones that would now be dictating how you would run that office for you, because you did not have any plan to be there in the first place. You do not have any laid down structure. You do not have any reason.
Ambition is very important in issues like this. You want to become the president. It must have been something you've been planning for a long time.
You don't just wake up and say, because Joseph Krumale will just wake up one day and say, because Sarah said I can be the governor of my state, I just want to do it. You're just going to lead it. Like, you wouldn't even be the one leading. They would be leading you.
At that time, what plans, when we talk about plans, at that time, what are the plans you have on paper? That is why it's slim. In fact, the voting populace in Nigeria, except for the one that can be, that are gullible, that can be given money, like vote for this or vote for that. I think the voting populace and most Nigerians already know that these are the major persons in the major positions that can fit into this position very well. So they know themselves. The only thing that can change their mind is if they are gullible, if they give themselves to be bought away. Now, look at the people declaring. You have 15 aspirants. In fact, from the southern part you have more people coming from the south because they feel both political parties should zone the presidency to the southern part of the country. Now, like I said earlier, even those people who knew that they don't have the wherewithal to sit in that office, they are declaring intention. There is a reason why they are doing that. They are being told by, it's politics, they are being told by some persons who are contesting, who have genuine ambition to become the president, who are making consultations across political parties and across the cultural divide and the diversity of Nigeria. They've been told by such persons to contest, to declare intentions, to unsettle the atmosphere, to make sure that if I'm going to emerge, there are delegates that are going to vote in these political parties. So you delegates from your geopolitical region normally should have your back. Normally should have your back. That's if they don't sell their votes in trying to vote in the primary, So if they're going to do that, because you are going to meet with them, they are going to discuss, I'm not genuinely going for this position. This is the person I need you to, but I'm just fronting for this person. It is politics.
Wow. That's a deep one in the political space.
Yes, it did. But before we leave this story, I would like to make mention about the southeastern part of the country. The southeast has been primed by many that, okay, for inclusive government, let's bring them into the foray, into that marginalization. They've been marginalized in the time past, and they've not been given the opportunity to govern from the center. So it should go there. You could see big political stalwarts. Even Senator Ali Ndume from the north is canvassing for the presidency to go to the southeast, but that's because he's backing Rotimi Amechi. Anyways, and you have Pa Adebanjo, who even said the expression of interest and intention coming from Bola Tinubu and the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, should be rescinded. They should cancel it and go and sit down because he felt the presidency should go to the southeastern part of the country. And even from the south, President Jonathan wants to come out there saying please don't make that mistake of trying to
There are just a lot of back and forth that we can see going on in the political space, but it is important to note that
it's at the corner.
Yeah, it's just today is 5th, so it's just 25 days away. So
we'll have their primaries.
We'll just keep waiting. Everybody's waiting for that primaries. We want to see the outcome. We want to see who would emerge eventually, and we'll see who will emerge also from the opposition party, so we can know where we are headed.